meeting to order, the April 10th, 2024 regular meeting of the Township Board of Supervisors. Can we start with the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, first item we have is approval of the minutes. Anybody have any comments on the minutes from last month's meeting?
Yes, Mayor, I have one item.
Okay.
Under development activity, Richmond is Richmond with a D. It needs to be changed to Richmond with a D. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Any other comments?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Supervisor Jorgensen, second from Supervisor Newman, to approve the minutes of the last meeting
As amended, yeah.
as amended. Okay, any further comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously. Now we have, next item is citizens forum on agenda items only. Anybody care to address the board on agenda items this evening? Seeing no one at the podium, we'll move on to the next one, development proposals.
Yes, Mayor, the first item is the Allison subdivision plan. I think that Mr. Cardine and Mr. Slagle can cover this.
Certainly. The Allison subdivision plan was brought before the planning commission, not in March, but in February. And one of the items in that, this is an agricultural district. And one of the items, it was basically the creation of a new 1 acre lot in an ag district. Because of the size of it, we asked the developer to go back to the zoning hearing board for clarification. They did that. The zoning hearing board ruled in the applicant's favor. Based on the foregoing, we would recommend approval of the Allison subdivision plan.
I'll make the motion to approve the Allison subdivision plan. I will second.
I have a motion. I have a motion from Supervisor Crowley, second from Supervisor Newman, to approve the Allison subdivision plan. Any further comments?
I just had one question for the engineer. So from what my understanding of this is we're basically just swapping these lots, so this house goes with this acreage.
Yes.
Okay. And everything else will just remain the same.
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have. Thanks.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
I'm sorry, Dave, did you want to say something? Cut out the applicant.
No, I'm Dave Allison. I just came to answer any questions that might come up or anything. As you said, it's simply changing which houses with the acre lot. It's not really changing the demographics of the land at all.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mayor, the next one we have is for the Richmond Estates subdivision. We do have the applicant's engineer here. And since I bypassed the developer once, I'll try not to do it again.
Well, you could have went on with it. Jerry Nist, Hampton Technical Associates. Basically, this is a lot subdivision plan. Apparently, there was a easement missed on the drainage easement missed, and they went to put the easement on the pond. And I guess the homeowners did not like owning some of the pond, so they're basically doing a lot line revision to take some of the property and encompass the whole pond in there.
If I could just add a little bit to what Jerry was saying, is that the applicant originally came before the planning commission back in January 8th of 2024. There was some discussion about the rear lot line location. The engineering company went out and resurveyed the actual location of the fence that surrounds the detention facility, and based on that revised survey, the lot line was modified accordingly so that the entire lot was off of the detention facility and its associated fence. As a result of that, I believe all parties are in agreement at this point. Our recommendation would be to approve the Richmond Estates subdivision plan as amended.
Okay.
How did you, Jay?
Good. A little better than.
Make a motion to approve the Richmond Estates second amended subdivision as amended.
I'll second that.
I have a motion from Supervisor Crowley, second from Supervisor Jorgensen, to approve the amendment to the Richmond Estates subdivision. Any further comments?
I had a few questions for the engineer. These are the only two lots, correct, in this, the only two lots in this plan that has any land that was behind a fence in a stormwater pond? Is that what the issue was?
Simplistically, yes.
Okay, and so this basically just removes the land and it adds it to the HOA open space / stormwater pond?
Yes.
Okay.
And just for the board's information, in my 40 years of doing this, in your original saldo, there's actually 7 saldos where the property is actually part of the detention facility and open space. Old Saxony Trails would be an example of one of them. With the new subdivision revision that we did, that will not take place anymore. However, you do have 7 throughout the township that the property owner actually owns a portion of the detention basin.
And are all of those detention basins fenced in as well?
Half of them are.
Half of them. I think that was the only question, that I had. So then that would basically, we're not gonna be seeing any more of these from Ridgemont, I guess is what I'm asking. It's just those 2 houses and that's it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Further comments?
And there was some sort of compensation or settlement with the impacted landowners, what I heard? I know that they came up or the.
If there were, I don't know that, so.
Okay, that's fine. So, okay.
Okay, then we'll go to a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I'll accept a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion, we pay the bills.
Second.
Motion by Supervisor Jorgensen, second by Supervisor Hertwick to pay the bills. Any comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Old business.
We have done, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to reports. Fire companies.
We're still here, happy to serve the community.
Okay.
Good news.
Okay. And your next meeting is in June, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, emergency medical services.
Good evening. Nothing additional on the report itself to report on, just a kind of snapshot. We had 24 emergency medical responses throughout the month of March. 6 of them were treated, transported ALS. 7 of those were treated, transported BLS. We had 2 fire standbys, 3 patient refusals, no lift assists, 5 cancellations, and 1 no transport or other. Other than that, nothing additional to report.
Just a couple questions.
Sure.
Number one, you do an excellent job with these reports, so thank you for putting them together. This though may be, because these could become public record, there may be a little bit too much medical information on here. If you look at where was it? Yeah, the type of call.
Okay.
Could we limit those, because you get some pretty specific things there, and there's an address associated with that, so we're getting pretty close to some HIPAA things. Could we just make some general categories such as medical, fire standby, vehicle accident, transport, just
Trauma.
yeah,
Just
those type
generalize
of things, so we don't have to talk about chest pain or stroke or
Something
blood
else I was
pressure.
thinking about doing as well is taking out the street numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I
If we
was
take out the street
would
numbers,
suggest.
Yeah.
I would just have the street names in there.
Yeah, just to try to specify, that would be great.
Okay.
Number two, on your financials, I love the month. Can we, also put a second column, there will be year-to-date, so we can kinda keep a running tab
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
year-to-date. And then the third thing, I don't know how much you work with West Deer, but if you could work with West Deer to try to get, some similarity in the reports.
Okay.
Yours is significantly more detailed, which I like, than the West Deer one. So if you guys can kind of come up with a template, if you would, that'll just, give us some really good, vital information.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them tomorrow.
Okay,
And talk to
but
them.
other than that, this is excellent, thank you, well done.
Jamie, quick question. So tomorrow we had scheduled a meeting here at the town hall with fire, police, EMS. Will Lower Valley have somebody?
We will. It's either gonna be myself or it's gonna be somebody
Perfect.
else.
So we can talk about that sort of standardization idea that Paul was talking about. Might be good.
We'll streamline.
It'll be less work for you guys, it's a more
Okay.
detailed report, so who knows? But thank you.
Save me some
I
time,
agree,
sure.
it's great to have a snapshot because we're responsible for first response, emergency, so good for us to know.
And Jamie, to Paul's earlier point, I mean, you could consider taking out the type.
Jamie's gone, I'm Terry.
I call you Jamie.
It's alright.
Terry.
I know, it's
Terry.
alright.
Apologies,
It's
John, I
okay.
shouldn't be doing
Sorry.
that. Type, I'd consider maybe get rid of the type, I mean, I don't know that that's necessary, I don't think the public does need to know that at all, and maybe location of Indiana Township, West Deer, maybe no address at all, just again for protection purposes. That's all,
No,
that's just a
absolutely.
recommendation.
I mean, do we even need to know, I mean, as long as it's in the township,
Right.
do we really even need to know a location? I mean, I can just say from my
No.
point of view,
Yeah,
if you could probably just take it off.
So, yeah, it would-
cause they're
Few
generally
people
only
call.
servicing, right,
I
the
agree.
one part of the township generally. right?
although with the type, it would be interesting to see how many transports versus actual calls.
Well, we can make it like more generic as far as just medical trauma.
Right.
that
Yeah,
kind of
Exactly,
thing.
perfect.
Right.
that would be superb.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
for
Terry.
Preparation.
That's alright.
Thank you.
Say hi to Jamie for us.
Yeah, I'll be right on.
Chief of Police?
Yeah, each member was given a copy of the report. One thing I'd like to add, recommend, for the Board of Supervisors, that if next month we can put on the agenda, the 2013 Ford Expedition that's in the back, is out of service from the police department. Western EMS, would like to, have that for a QRS, and if we can donate that to them, they were gonna end up doing all the repairs that needs to be done to the vehicle and utilize it.
The chief and I discussed this, we wanted to do just like we did with the Woolwich Fire Hall for their QRS. And they're looking, West Deer's